Good morning. I hope y'all are well rested and perky this Wednesday morning. I have been up since 2 a.m. And I eventually fell down a YouTube rabbit hole until I realized it was 7 a.m. and decided that I wasn't going to fall back asleep. I'm doing pretty tired. So I've decided that my morning's gonna consist of my coffee. I'm watching Dr. Phil. That's right, I watch Dr. Phil. I like to watch other people who are worse off than me to make me feel better about myself. So, reality TV in general. It's a good way to start the morning. Caffeine and judgment. Yeah. Taking it pretty slow this morning. Once my energy bar is full of caffeine and judgment, I will move on to completing my part 2 of my second vlog post, which is where I explain why I started my Generation Lockdown series. Either today or tomorrow, I'll finally start putting Momin videos together in a documentary story-like format. Oh, and also this discovery this morning. So my dad, one picture of this cool little alcoholic dispenser holder, and his tag back is to get this little masterpiece here. He can't just have like a cool bottle with a ship inside. It needs to also have a dispenser. It's my father. You show him something cool and he finds something cooler. Yeah, so there goes my idea of getting him a creative, cool gift for the guy who has everything. Goes and buys himself everything. Most obnoxious person to try to buy presents for. Ask anyone who's bought him something for his birthday. Just kind of talking at the camera, hoping I'm doing something interesting. I'm trying to be clever. I'm trying to think of how to say things quickly. I'm failing. God, I'm saying really weird things. Guys, my brain's been running on fumes for what feels like weeks. So I'm just going to silently judge this 15-year-old who thinks that $1,000 a month is too low of an allowance. So, yeah, you'll see me doing something productive soon enough. Today's Sunday the 16th. This is the day I typically post my Generation Lockdown series, which I did this morning. We're on week 5. Next week, or this coming week, is week 6, and some pretty crazy stuff. Week 5, I just got done. I believe it was Lake County. In one day, a middle school was arrested for threatening to bring a gun to school. He claims that he didn't mean it, and it was a threat because his younger brother, I guess, and him were being bullied. And then the next one was a teen, or in a high school, who he brought a bunch of ammunition to school, and this 14-year-old was terrified of him when he bumped him in the hall and gave him this, like, I guess, threat or whatever. The kid didn't have a gun, but these happened within hours of each other. You should definitely read the whole thing and try not to be one-sided on it. Because there are a lot of patterns in there that you can see. I don't know. You can only analyze an article so much when you don't have the full information, but I hope that people can read a little more in between the lines and see what are underlying causes and what is the best way to fix those underlying causes. But I don't know, man. The bomb threats, the school shootings, the threats of violence in schools. Over the past few years, I've downloaded like every Florida news app, and so it's always been a consistent thing. And I started this series because they just kept happening over and over and over again, and there were plenty that didn't make the news, like the Parkland shootings, or at least not underreported, maybe more just kind of people don't even look twice. They just kind of brush it off, read headlines and move on. All I know is that from my point of view, since the Parkland shootings and since all the new security has been added, I have yet to really feel like I'm getting less news alerts about this. I don't know. Some are dangerous, some need to be put away, but again, I default back to what made them that way. And I mean, there was a kid, it's again in my series, you can go find it, who was tracked down and arrested for writing in the bathroom wall some sort of bomb threat or something. And while those things are obviously should be taken seriously, from the point of view, depending on your age, it's hard to see certain things in a certain light. I was kind of part of the first, I believe, kind of wave of kids who experienced things like lockdowns, and we did preparations for if there was a school shooter. And I remember specifically when I was in elementary school, we had a bomb threat. Mostly we were just kind of excited to get out of a spelling bee we had, but we were made to sit outside, and we waited there for way too long, but we got to take our backpacks, and out of some stupid joke, I don't know, in my 8, 9, 10-year-old head, I just created this very blah, basic picture of just like, this is going to sound bad, but the school blowing up. But if you saw it, it was literally just like, it was like a child drew it. It was a building that kind of had the jagged, and then I had like stick figures kind of coming out. I mean, me and the other kids at the school were just like, oh my god, that's funny. But then we caught the attention of the teacher, and I was suddenly in the principal's office. Luckily, I was not arrested. Having some experience with it, and not the full experience that the younger generation has right now, well, younger than me. I don't know, it's just, again, like kids say stupid shit. Kids do stupid shit. And I always believe there's a hierarchy to bullying. If one kid's being bullied, it's like a chain of commands. You pick on the weakest because someone stronger than you is bullying you, and then somebody stronger than them is bullying them, and you just kind of take it out incrementally on the weakest of the weak. I mean, actually, it's kind of what happened with the trans community. So my time in St. Pete is coming to a close at the moment. Alright guys, I'm signing off for today. I need a drink. Hey guys, yeah, so my morning went from soft landing to government paperwork, and we all know how much fun that is. And so of course, 3 things happened that sent me into a little tailspin, as I've told you in my last blog. I don't know, just everything kind of started spiraling for me. Things sometimes affect me way more than they should. I've got reasons for that. I've got my own anxiety and depression issues. And now I'm just emotionally exhausted, and I'm reading about the Supreme Court nominee, and oddly enough, that's the decompressing thing I chose. I wonder how many other people go to Twitter to decompress. It's a long-winded way of me saying I am depression exhausted. So I'm probably, my generation lockdown is mostly put together, so I'll probably just add the shit I filmed today and call it a day, and probably go to a park or something. I should probably go outside and get sunlight. Another recommendation, if you're ever frustrated, just walk outside and walk around a little bit. It's amazing what some fresh air will do for you. I can't believe I'm still talking about this. This is weird. I'm just honestly so tired, feel so tired and defeated that I don't even really care about posting about the fact that I'm just completely drained from my anxiety and depression little outbreak I just had, and after those kinds of things, my brain is pretty fuzzy, and I'm pretty exhausted, and I mostly just spend the day either in bed or trying to find something to do that's healthy instead of staying in a dark room with a TV and no one else. I'm making this video so long, I'm gonna be pissed when I go to edit it. Alright, that's it. That's it. Bye. Oh, and also a little side note before I post this. I at first wanted to do a side series next to my documenting how community changes by focusing on particular things that affect communities. I wanted mine to be on mental health. I've always been pretty open about the way it affects me, and I'm just honest about it. Become more honest through the years. Hopefully more people will become like that, but I'm okay with, just FYI, that's why I'm okay with telling you guys through these vlogs that, like, yes, I have chronic depression and anxiety. It's a thing, it happens, and I live with it every day, and that's how it works. Sometimes it really makes working difficult.